We're just lucky to have the horsepower to be able to address, when you say what is the strategy, larger marine infrastructure projects we're now able to take in our stride.
This is the Ben Taylor Podcast, the home of marine industry insights. Enjoy. Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Ben Taylor Podcast. This little series is designed to profile the yachting scene in Australia. And so today we're going to hear from Marine Structures. I'm here with John Hogan. Nice to see you, John.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Not bad at all. So let's have a little rundown, because I believe there's quite a few recent developments that we'll get into. But what are you guys about? What do you do?
So Marine Structures are the largest builders in Australia of marine infrastructure. So we build floating pontoons in somebody's backyard right through to a super yacht marina.
Oh, right,
so
wow.
anything in between. So that involves, precasting of concrete pontoons, piling barges, plastic rotomolding, aluminium fabrication, and all of the engineering to bring the solution together for the client.
Okay, and where is that manufactured? Is that here? Is it in different places in the world? Where is it supplied as well?
So, as of about 6 months ago, we merged two well-known companies. Like Superior Jetties has been at every one of these boat shows for the whole 36 years.
All right, wow.
And a competitor to us, both in Southeast Queensland, was the Jetty Specialist. And so, really, as happens with many private companies, there comes a time when you've got to think about what the future looks like and succession planning. So I spoke to our competitor, and he has two sons that are very talented coming up through the industry. And Jacob and Dane Morris are now the leaders of the company. And I'm a director of the company too. We just put it all together, the resources. And it's really been a wonderful experience. And I think it's something that a lot of companies should look at in our industry.
That's so good to hear, because I suppose it's very easy to be pretty hostile to a competitor, but actually with a bit of vision looking forward, you can say, actually, we're all better off together. Let's be clever about this. Let's make sure everyone's interests are addressed. Yeah. And actually, as a result, you get a better organisation, a better future.
I think in Australia, we're particularly good at these industry organisations like AMX, Australian Marine Industry Export Group, and the Super Yacht Australia, the Marina Industry Association. And if you give of your time willingly for the good of the industry, the benefit of that is you get to know your competitor. Yeah. And you get to know them in a more human way. Not that mongrel that beat you in a bid last week. It's you actually know their first name and you know their family, and
then you can understand their interests, you can understand their strategy, and then actually, as soon as there's synergy and something you can do together, you can have that conversation, you have that relationship. It helps. Yeah.
And I think it's very healthy for the industry, because customers can say, well, they're a trusted supplier. Yes, they've sponsored us. Yes, they came to our event. They care about the industry. And when you meet similar companies that do this, everybody gets their share at the end of the day, but you learn that you're not really sworn enemies. You actually have quite common interests. And if you all want the right thing, things like this flow out of it. So, support your industry and good things can happen.
Okay, awesome. And just a vision looking forward, there's this merger that's taken place. You now operate under Marine Structures.
Yep.
And what's the kind of hope over the next few years? What does this grow into? What's like a little strategy?
Look, I think what it's allowed us to do, we're 150 people strong now.
Oh, wow.
We've got over
a big organisation.
10,000 square metres of manufacturing space.
And where's that?
In multiple factories, one here on the Gold Coast and a larger 6,000 square metre building at Caloundra on the Sunshine Coast.
Right,
with,
okay.
Overhead cranes and all the things you need, because the pontoons are getting bigger. We've just completed the Mega Yacht Marina a couple of years ago at Southport Yacht Club.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was there the other day. Yeah.
Yep, Australia's longest super yacht berth.
Yeah, it's also
165 metres.
165
That's the length of the dock. But you can take a 135 metre vessel or 280s or 350s. Yeah, wow. Very flexible.
That's very well designed as well. All the infrastructure, it's cleverly put together, from the electric feed being ready for the future and what's going to be needed there. Did you also reinforce the? I was wondering when I was there. I don't know why I didn't ask, but there's a fence line from the main road
Yep.
Has that been reinforced so the heavy loaders can
excavated.
be on the side?
That was all
Yeah.
excavated,
Yeah.
and the revetment wall was built to suit the security with the fence. But you'll notice on
the
the
Face
outside
ID.
of that
Everyone
concrete
loves
wall,
that. Yeah,
the facial ID to get in, and down the side is a concrete road that'll take B double semis for fuel bunkering straight from the truck.
Yeah.
So it's really clever.
Yeah, clever. And the we're going into a bit of a case study here, but the typically, is it quite early stage when you start talking with the customer in the design phase and say, okay, well, what's your aim here? What's the landscape around? What kind of things do we need to consider? It's quite a difference from, here's a floating pontoon. There you go.
Look, we've had to diversify really to make everything viable.
Yeah.
So while a residential customer might be an impulse buy, they bought a house, they want a pontoon.
But that could be productized, and it's
but
like
they'll make a decision in 2 weeks, and if it's approved in 2 months, it'll be in 3 months.
Yeah.
Whereas a marina purchase, by the time they go through their approvals process and everything, it could be 5 years.
Yeah.
That you've got to remain interactive. And then larger government work, which has very high safety standards these days. We've had to really up our project management.
Yeah, it's great being in a high revenue project and saying, well, yeah, we just won a £5 million bid.
Yeah,
that's great, but it might take a lot of work. A lot of work. Yeah.
But it's we're just lucky to have the horsepower to be able to address. When you say what is the strategy, larger marine infrastructure projects, we're now able to take in our stride, whereas they might have been a stretch for us before.
Right, yeah, hence this unity, the restructuring, let's merge together, share resources, and for a better future.
And we're really reflecting the marketplace. Our customers are consolidating. We're getting these marina groups now. They're more professional.
Yeah.
So if you're customer facing, you've got to be able to stay with it.
Match it. Yeah. Okay, John, thank you very much for your insights.
Thank you.
Awesome to see what you do and hear about it.
Thanks for coming to Oz.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah.
See ya.
Everybody, if you enjoyed content like this, make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. All being well, we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ben Taylor Podcast, the home of marine industry insights. We'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.